I'll move.
You're that one too?
You get that tractor fixed?
I did. I got my part finished at 12:15.
So. I'm just going to send you all a picture through what I took last night.
Okay, thanks.
Heavy. 2 o'clock right before.
Just a heads up, I gotta pop out at 3:30 for a training observation meeting.
We'll be done at 2:30.
It'll be done before 2:30.
Okay. Perfect. Ooh, that'll be right.
I second that. Very close to it. That's our goal. I'm gonna go ahead and open up the meeting. I'm not sure where it is.
I can see now.
Okay. We'll call a meeting to order. All right.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You need to go fan the flag so it's kind of slow.
You never know where the flag's going.
All right. Welcome everyone, visitors, and each of you. We're happy to have you here with us. We would like to begin with the entertainment of a motion for the consent agenda.
Chairman, I move that we approve the consent agenda as stated.
Okay, moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda consisting of prior meeting minutes and payroll certification. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, the same. Motion carries. And correspondence regarding the POC Historical Society. I'm going to assume the commissioners have all read the information. Is there any need for any discussion at this time? Any decision that needs to be made? I think we have some time. But what's the wishes of the commissioners? Did anybody not have a chance to read it? I don't want to move it.
I haven't, because I'm not sure what you're talking about. Yeah.
Oh,
Which
okay.
one?
It was sent out by Laura, and it's in your paperwork there. It's titled, I think, over the Monterey Historical Society. And it lists suggestions how we might be involved with the celebration of our nation's birthday, and it has some suggestions as well as some activities that are going to be taking place. It's kind of an awareness thing. I think more than anything, is it more than that, Chief? What's your thoughts?
First time I saw it.
Okay. I know I read it, it's informative, it's good, and
They're really good about getting with me if they need anything that they want us to help them with. We just wrote them a letter of support for a grant that they're going for, so they're really good about reaching out when they do need our involvement and participation.
okay. If need be, we can put it back on the agenda again for any further business that might be associated with it, or the next meeting, Laura, if that's the review. If there's no further discussion, I'm going to move right on to item number 4, the Chief's report, followed by the financial report.
Well, you saw my report in an email or seen it now. pretty expensive one. It was a joke, it's probably the least amount we've ever had. Honestly, it feels like we just met 2 weeks ago. I've got nothing major to report. Finances on my end look good. Nothing new from our neighbors. Things pedaling along there. Got a couple of tiny grants. Got more grants we're just pushing out right now. But everything's business as usual there. I just want to mention again the academy graduation. It's 3 o'clock at Newport High School this coming Saturday. So please show support our people, and also show support for all the people that trained all those people this year. Kyle, Cruising, Sean, everybody. So please be out there. I'll be there. So here are the big hitters from today. One is WSRB. Me and Chief Cruising met with our wonderful WSRB representative this morning for a short 2.5 hours. I'll let Chief Cruising, because I haven't called her yet, I'll let her elaborate if she wants to. But the big news is nobody's ratings are going to go up, so nobody's in home insurance should go up. We maintained, even with our transitioning model and how under fire the WSRB model is right now, we maintain and actually it showed a lot of improvement, which makes sense because we have improved quite a bit since the last grading. The biggest area that can be improved is actually not even on our side. It's on the city of Newport side. They could see a significant drop in a good way if they are able to get some things on there and have their water system and everything. So we're going to work with them to let them know what they can do because the presence of our full-time station in Newport is a big help to them. So otherwise, it went pretty good. Long process, learned a lot. It's changing right now. There's a lot of fire at the state level with WSRB and part of that, the fire chiefs. So, and it could change by the time we want to do this again, which could be as soon as a year or two, depending on what we think we can improve on. So, do you have anything more you want to add to that, Chief?
No, I think you pretty much covered it. I mean, again, it's a flawed system. They haven't really found an answer yet. They're looking for it. They did host a couple sessions with the different chiefs with ideas and problems and issues, and it's just little things that don't make sense. Like we can improve our rating by getting a hose dryer. Now, do we want to spend the time and the effort and all that stuff getting a hose dryer? Well, we don't really need one. And the reality is the things that cost us points should make us better at what we do, right? So when the chief and the commissioners are making decisions on what to purchase, if they can look at something and go, this will make our response better, we will invest in that. It should be the same things that give us points for the WSRB, right? Like, is a hose dryer going to do that? No. So why would we invest in that, even though it'll bring our score up? It doesn't. They're not congruent. So they're working on that, and I think Chief and I both have a way of reframing things to help them, to help our scores a little bit. So we did a little of that today. We made some increments, but it is what it is.
So a couple questions with that. As far as the insurance, our insurance companies need to contact the state or the?
No, that's all happens on your insurance. There's no way to be contacted with your insurance.
That's all automatic then?
Oh yeah, we forgot the one big part. If you live in District 8 though, you might want to contact your insurance company because District 8 actually has not been rated since joining SPOFR, and District 8 got a huge bump from WCRB rating from 8 to 6. So there you go. So your insurance just went down.
Yeah. So what Eric said is that in theory, your insurance company reevaluates you when it renews your insurance. So if you get your insurance, and State Farm I think doesn't use WSRB at all, so that's irrelevant. But other insurance companies, if when they renew you, if you don't see a price drop or you see an increase reaching out to them and making sure that they're considering the improvement in your rating will be helpful, in theory.
It's automatic, but you should check it yourself, is what it is. And that might be something we can put out maybe on a newsletter or something like that, or webpage, I don't know.
It's kind of sticky because like Eric said, like if I went to my insurance company and said, hey, you know, my fire rating has improved, are you gonna drop my rates a little bit? They're not gonna tell you exactly how the formula they come up with to get what your cost is. They're gonna do everything they can to avoid that. So,
And I do think we want to avoid putting a letter out, because I know when I was working with the DNR, and there were people that were getting letters from insurance companies that were saying, we're in a fire prone area and they're getting robbed. So just because it could be rated higher, the insurance companies get to make their own decision on who they're gonna cover. So we want to be careful what we're doing there.
I agree with that.
Enough said, I mean, there's a lot of power there, and
They're their own entity, and that's
It's a flawed system. It's a flawed system from insurance to WSRB to the state's involvement. There's a lot going on at my level across the state. So.
my experience with the state insurance commission has not been positive. They've not been supportive at all. And almost afraid of this. You'd think by contacting them, letting the insurance company know that you're aware of this practice that should take place would help, but in reality, you hit it right on the head. They can turn that into refusal to cover. Sad. Anything else?
Yeah, we'll talk about hiring real quick. Big thank you to everybody that helped out. We completed firefighter EMT internal interviews on Tuesday and lieutenant captain interviews yesterday. So firefighter EMT, we had 9 of our internal qualified people test. That's awesome. And for lieutenant captain, we had 9 as well that we brought. We had more applicants. We brought 9 interviews. So if you were on the interview panel, Larry, Chief Cruising, Randy, anybody back, Tom, if you're on the interview panel, thank you very much for all the participation. So, very pleased with, I have not seen the results yet. I'll talk about that in a quick second. But I've not seen the results, but from what I've heard, we're very pleased with the outcome for both. Also, I just sent emails today, and we'll thank publicly Spokane Fire and Spokane Valley Fire. They sent up some good proctors and evaluators yesterday. Really rattled some cages a little bit. So that's what we like to see. Our partners from Lifeline as well. Came in, and the city all helped to make sure this interview process went well. I was a little nervous because I wrote the whole process, and we had a lot of help. And Spokane 4 on the EMS side, but we had 9 candidates. JD was one of them, come in yesterday and go to a 40 minutes of EMS scenario, straight to 40 minutes of being grilled on fire tactics and scenarios, and straight to 40 minutes of being grilled by Chief Cruising's team with the interview panel. So I think we did a good process, and all the feedback I've gotten from the outside agencies and a couple of the testing was very positive for the process. All right, so that said, how we get hired. I have not seen the results, and I want to make sure that I said that publicly for all you guys to know. I have not looked at the results for a reason of any of the 2 processes, because there's a lot of conflicts of interest between all of us, right? There's 9 internal candidates. That's a conflict in itself. Of the 9 lieutenant candidates yesterday, I knew one personally. Somebody else knows one personally. Somebody else on the panel was part of a team that let somebody else go. And so there's so many different avenues of potential conflict that I want to make sure that we do things consistently and right going in the future. It goes back into like no job, nothing is given here. Everybody, everything is earned. Our current lieutenant had to retest yesterday to test for his position. And we just want to we want SPOFR to be pillars of consistency and fairness going forward, because that's the, that ensures that we keep this train going the right way. We don't, not doing handouts, we're not giving it a job just because we don't play that game. And when we do things the right way, we do things by the book, it keeps us safe, it reduces our risk and liability, and it shows the kind of organization we are. We're professionals. Whether you're paid or you're not paid, you're professionals, right? So how we're going to hire, especially on the firefighter EMT side, of which we do not have a current opening, but we anticipate openings, which is why we did this test. And we did not want to have to do a test after the opening came. So I'm going to be presented with a couple of different lists and all the feedback tomorrow, and then I'll make the final determination on certifying that list. And how what we're going to do is for every one position that I have open, I'm going to take 3 to chiefs interviews. So if I have one position for firefighter open coming up, I'm just going to take, once we certify the list, 1, 2, 3 to chiefs interviews to determine who we're going to get, and then so on and so forth. If we hired number 2 off that, and we went back to hire again, I'd go, 1, 3, 4, right? So we'll keep that list active for the year. So that's how we're going to hire. I just want everybody to know. The same for lieutenant. I'm going to take 1 or 3 people to chiefs every one opening, and that's how we're going to keep it fair. We're going to straight down the rankings that were compiled by all our teams and then certified by me. So we are not civil service, nor do we have to abide by it. But the more fair and transparent we are, the less there is it's just less room to right and claim collusion, right? It's better for us, the candidates, and everybody. So as long as there's any questions or comments or.
So when you say you're keeping the candidate pool open or active for a year, you're saying 1 year, 365 days, or until January 1st?
The way I'm envisioning it, I'm going to keep it open for 1 year from probably Friday tomorrow when I look at the results. And that will come out maybe Monday, because I might be busy tomorrow.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I just was curious.
As soon as we'll certify that, publish it. That way everybody knows. And I'm fine doing another firefighter EMT process in a year if I have to. It's good for our firefighters and our, to go through it, and it keeps the list, keeps you competitive. So, any other questions about how we plan to hire?
The list is the sequence is in accordance to the scores, is what I'm hearing.
Correct.
Okay. This is why you can start at the top and continue from that.
Correct. Yeah.
Thanks for all that effort. That sounds like a very comprehensive review and testing. Wow, very well done.
It was a lot of personalities from a lot of different people in the last couple months. Yeah, it was really. A lot of personalities to get to run. Well, 3 processes really. We ran a firefighter paramedic process as well 3 weeks ago. So in the midst of planning all this, so like I said, it was grueling. Thank you to everybody that helped out.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that is the end of the report.
Okay, are there any questions for our chief? If not, we'll move to financial report.
Okay, so as far as the financial report, we'll go with kind of bad news first. The good news, I did pay my taxes, but as far as the bad news is, or I guess that's bad news. A lot of that revenue still, we're only at 14.96%. So that landowners have till the end of April, so we're still not getting a lot of revenue in from taxes yet. Fairly low. We should see that by the end of this month. And then, so that's the main part with the revenue. And then in our expenditures, there is a couple in there that did stand out to me. And one is, if you look on your yellow sheet, the vehicle maintenance and repairs. Right now we are fairly high in that one. We are at 47% there if you look for the year to date. And so last month we had some repairs that did come in, some maintenance, and it was a fairly high month. So we're above average. Typically what we should be at with 3 months past is 24.9% would be an ideal monthly. So we're a little above on that spending there. And then in the capital outlays, those tenders that were purchased from Fire District 4, Spokane Fire District 4, are lying in there. And so there's a pretty good hit in that outlays as well, that we're at that 20%, and that pretty much 18% came in last month. But with those 2 new tenders, hopefully that will lessen our maintenance, because they're newer tenders, maybe it'll be a little less maintenance in the future for us. Otherwise, expenditures overall were 23.7%, which is below our yearly projection for our budget. And our income is low yet because we haven't got those taxes. That'll be the end of the financial report unless there is other questions.
Just office supplies at 73, does that include more than just office supplies, or, I mean, that seems, you might have it a year or what?
Top section, so that is another high one there, yes, so, office supplies there, I'd have to talk to Laura a little bit more to get some
Yeah,
information.
we bought 2 new printers because the other ones failed, so we had to get cartridges for those, and they were really expensive, but hopefully they'll last a long time because they're high capacity ones. So we're gonna kind of keep an eye on that, but we do need to increase that line item for next year for sure. A little bit low considering what we're doing.
Okay, got that for us?
Yep.
Any other questions regarding budget report? Financial report?
I went through that last night, I saw the 94.25% on the one line, holy smokes. But that was insurance.
Which we're actually, speaking of insurance, I'm writing a grant through that insurance company we got, the risk management, risk sharing company. Their yearly grant is due, it's like $5,000 for us next week, so there's another benefit, so it's almost like taking $5,000 off that insurance cost.
And we came out shining pretty good too by lowering the cost of insurance and looking at the county. Wonderful. Okay, under reports then, Newport Annexation Committee report. Do we have a report regarding that subject from, who's the chair of that committee?
Well, there's no true chair. It's 2 working members here, 2 working members. It's just a subgroup essentially. Me and Abby, or Administrator Freebie, decided for our sake we would not do any meetings until we were done with these hiring processes, because we were all so tied up in hiring. So now that those are over, we should we're probably going to meet on the books within the next few weeks between those 4 individuals plus Administrator Freebie and myself.
Great, so look forward to that.
Let's keep that one on the report.
Okay. Okay, we'll move on to item 5, old business. I don't see any unless anybody needs to bring something up that's not posted. Okay, moving on then to new business. Commissioner Miller, you would like to share what you have there?
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of information yet. It hasn't really been put out yet. But it's just awareness thing and something to kind of keep in the back of your mind for the present time. We'll move it on to next month also. But apparently, talking with Roy Anderson, Highway 211 from Highway 2 to Highway 20 will be reground. So there's going to be a lot of grindings available sometime this summer. We don't know when. The contract has not gone out according to Roy yet. It sounds like basically Central Washington Central.
Central Washington Asphalt?
Yeah, is the main contractor doing that work. When that goes out, some of it will probably be released to Inland Asphalt. And they will be looking at a place to put something, put the grindings, looking at hopefully put them at Station 32, a good percentage of them, and then we can redo that parking lot. It would cost us a little bit of money down the road, but right now we don't have any numbers, nothing's been awarded, anything like that. To do that, there'll be ground on one day, probably put down shortly after that real soon. Parking lot needs to be graded, which we can probably get a grader in there fast enough to do. and then spread out and pack down. So there may be an opportunity, what costs us a little bit of money, but I think it'd be well worth it. At least do the parking lot to helipad.
There'd be enough grindings on there to do all of our parking.
If we got the entire one, right, I'm sure there's gonna be a few other agencies we're gonna be looking to grab some of that also. But Roy said he will keep us informed. He said, let me know, let Jeff know.
Somebody called Chief Cruising today.
Yeah, did they call you
I
yet?
have not heard from them yet.
Yeah, I came by Station 32, and I had no idea what they were talking about, so I gave Jeff the number. So, yeah.
I have not heard from them.
Okay.
yet.
Okay, that would be awesome. Sounds good. Any other questions for Randy? Okay, well,
I don't have any interest.
go to item B, that's just an awareness thing. We have been invited by what's called Ram Fest, which is a large community festival where the whole community comes together. And quite a few of our patrons are in South Monterey, which also attend Riverside School District. So it's at the district, it's on May 16th. My recommendation is we just give this referral and vendor information to the chief. And if we're able to participate, it's a public relations event is what it is. So we would be there to basically bring more fuller awareness of South Monterey Fire Rescue for that part of our community. So it doesn't necessarily need any action or anything, unless somebody wants to take action on it. I'll give the information to you. Just want to make you aware.
I do have a few flyers of that came in on Can Take Breakfast down there at Station 34. If you need to have flyers, let me know. I got a few of them.
Okay. And I don't know how many years, the first year, and quite a few that I did not get to go to the pancake feed. And I want you to know I missed it sorely. And would have liked to have been there to help them, but I understand it was very successful. Okay, if there's isn't any other, and that event, chief, is on May 16th. And I'll send you the information.
How that?
We'll now move into open session. And I don't know you, sir. Would you like to introduce yourself?
You bet. My name's Brian Monken. I'm a realtor with Department Homes Northwest Real Estate in Newport. We run into a lot of crazy stuff in the real estate business. This one happens to hit close to home and to Fire District 6 station in Purport. And so what I've got today is I just want to kind of outline a little background on what's going on out there and some mistakes that were made by a local title company and some repairs that need to be made to move forward. So 1968, my parents and my aunt and uncle bought about 3 acres or 4 acres of property right in Purport from my uncle Gunner, great uncle Gunner, and established a logging shop. In 1987, I believe it is, my dad and my uncle donated the property that the fire district station is on in Purport. Fast forward 1992, my uncle retired from the logging business, and my dad and my uncle decided to split the property, but the local title company did not record the deed signed by my aunt and uncle, and so kind of created a little bit of chaos quite a few years later. So fast forward to 2016, the fire district out there had drilled a well and put a septic system in out there and needed a little bit more parking. So they came to my dad and my mom quick claim deeded extra property and did a boundary line adjustment to the property out there. The boundary line adjustment was recorded properly, but the deeds were not. So what we ended up with is the portion that was donated to the fire district, that legal description was not properly passed. Not only there were two mistakes, the legal description was incorrect, and my mom and dad were not the only owners of the property at the time. So it was an incomplete transfer of the property. The other part of that was that the property that on the boundary line adjustment, the legal description for it remained with the old fire station legal description and not transfer back over to the Monk property will come. So the other thing is that when the well was drilled in, there was an agreement made that water from the well would be, since they donated the property, water from the well would be taken over and was taken over to near the shop on the Monk property as well. So we got 3 things to correct. We need a deed from the fire district back to the Monk property. We need a deed from the Monk property back to the fire district, and then we need to execute a shared well agreement between the fire district and the Monk property to correct it all. I've been working with Laura at Frontier Title and Escrow. We have the deeds ready to go. I sent a copy to Chief yesterday, and what we need from you guys is just kind of moving forward to clean this all up. And so what we're doing right now is my dad is going to sell his half interest in the property to my cousins because we couldn't reach an agreement to just have them transfer the property over to us. And my dad's been paying property tax on it for 30 years and it's like he owned it. But we're just going to try to keep peace in the family. They're going to buy that little, my dad's half interest of the property out of my cousin Tracy, some of you guys might know him, is going to buy that portion and then deal with his family and everything going forward. But we want to clean up these deed errors that occurred back in 2016, basically is what it is.
Are there any time demands on your end for this to be accomplished?
We were looking to try to, we had a closing date of yesterday. We postponed it and pushed it out to the 1st of May. I don't think anybody's really in a panic to make it happen. It's just, you know, my dad's not doing very well, and it would be nice to get that cleaned up and off his plate before something else happens and becomes a little bit more popular.
The only problem I see is this is the first awareness of it and the paperwork, and it's not on the agenda.
Correct.
So legally, we'd have to hold a special meeting to accomplish in the near future. Legally, we can't put it on the agenda without having publicized it with the public, so that's
Sure.
kind of a problem for us.
Okay.
If we had a little sooner, we could have put it on the
Yeah,
agenda.
I miswired with the chief's talking, and we didn't get him, get his email and get it over to him until we confirmed he would be in here today. So, and like I said, nobody's in a big hurry. We'd just like to figure out the best way to get it cleaned up. And like I said, it may be a point where you might want to even have an attorney review that shared will agreement. Because, like I said, I just took a straw man out of what I've seen in the real estate industry and put different parcels and all that kind of stuff in there, the names that well need.
So basically, it's just the deed, what needs cleaned up, and then the shared well
Agreement, yeah.
agreement to it. And kind of looking over that shared well a little bit ago, we do need to take a look at that and spend some time.
Yep. I recommend that to everybody. We put a straw man out there and then beat it up to make sure that attorneys are happy and parties are happy.
Right. Because that well right now, I think, sits about a couple feet from the building. Is that correct?
Somewhere right in there, yeah. Yeah,
It's not very close to it.
Yeah, it's
Because I
maybe
think
what, 2 feet?
yeah, so I think what happened is the main building was built, the well was put in, and then it was the lean-to put on that side between the building and the well.
And it had something to do with the septic system where it was located and stuff like that when they corrected and like I said, the county got the boundary line adjustment done right, but the deeds that were recorded were incomplete on that.
So the septic system would be the drain field,
Yeah, the drain field,
because the tank is
right on the back of the.
back of the property. Where's the drain field at from there? Back further?
Back further.
Okay.
Okay.
And like I said, it was a handshake deal. Joe, the Robinsons and Uncle Ted was the fire commissioner, and Ted Schwab and all those guys were standing out there and said, yeah, we might as well just run a line over there since they donated the property. 20 years later or 30 years later, it's
And here
going,
we are.
yeah,
Here we are.
That's what the government is.
I'm good all day.
Well, we'll need a little bit of time.
Sure.
To review it properly, possibly run it by our attorney. Can we turn this to you, chief, and then if you could call on, I think, at least our financial advisor over there, and maybe one of us, to kind of review, and then we can get back to you as soon as we can.
We'll assume all the costs for reporting and all those kind of things, and we're wanting, or we'll just take care of that at the closing.
Okay. We'll, it may require a special meeting here in the near future, so just be aware as commissioners of if there's a timeliness issue, that's why I asked about the time.
It's, yeah, we're shooting for May 1st, but if we have to extend it again. The only other thing we would need, the title company will need documentation of who is authorized to sign on behalf of Fire 6. Fire 6 doesn't exist, so all those documents showing who took control of the signing procedure for that would have to be documented. And you get into
And that would be back in '86.
2016 is when it
That's
was.
when the well was drilled.
Well, that's when the boundary line adjustment for the well and everything was done, was 2016. And that's when my parents quitclaim deeded that boundary line adjustment, the property to the fire district, but that was incomplete because they only will basically quitclaim deed half of the interest in that too. I've got maps, and if somebody wanted to take a look at that when we get done, I've got some maps in there that you can take a look in the survey and all that kind of stuff that shows. Or that comes through with that too.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Sharing
I
that,
think
helping
that
us.
back there behind you there, you'd probably be the one to look at that map.
Okay.
Yeah. You would understand it there.
Okay.
Who lives up in the areas?
Okay, is there anything else that needs to come forward, open session from anyone?
I got a couple things, real quick. Pancake breakfast, y'all probably wondering, we put $3,000 into the bank. The other day, $2,000 from food, $1,000 from quilt. And so it was a good breakfast. There was 410 people that was marked going through that place, and I think it was a miscount. I think by the time we got done serving, it was 1,410 people. Tremendous amount of people, rooms are full all the time, and everything. So that was a good breakfast, and I think it was all well appreciated.
Good job, Randy.
It was fun. And
We'll let you do it again next year.
April 10th. April 10th?
Yes,
That's what, yeah. What did I started on that last time, didn't I?
You said same place, same year.
Same year, yeah. I still can't figure it out. April 10th. April 10th. That's for next year. So we'll see you there, Brian.
You want to mention the date and time and quotes?
Yes, that was the other thing I had wrote down. Station 30, Walt Johnson passed away here about a month ago. His service will be May 2nd at Station 35 at 10:30 in the morning. Is when and where that will occur. Walt was not a firefighter, but we were treating him as a member because of the amount of time and dedication he had into that station. He passed away just like the best way to go, and that was it. And he was 92.
What time was it?
10:30.
10:30. Galen and I would probably be, Galen would be headed It's going to probably follow the same format as we did with Karen. Pretty simple. And everything. And so there will be a potluck immediately following that. And everything. We'll probably do cleanup. Probably April, starting 9th and 10th, or no, April 29th, 30th. I was over there the other day. It's fairly clean. Roy said he'd do some mowing. Brad said he'd do some mowing, cleaning up over there. And so he will be missed. He is already missed. That's all the news I know. Anybody wants to see the new Bruster report? It's sitting out there.
Not for long. Had somewhere.
As long as I have the keys, it is.
You only had something.
I made an extra one.
Okay, is there anything else needs to come before the open session? Seeing none, I would entertain a motion for adjournment at exactly 2:36. Oh, 8.
So moved.
Yeah, 8 minutes over.
Seconded.
I'll take blame for that.
Yeah, was it?
So, is there a motion?
Yes,
You move,
I move.
you second.
Yeah.
Okay, then,
I think
This will count.
we're on the wrong side of it. You're on the wrong side of the table, they were talking
I
about
thought
that.
we already did it.
They did it, yeah.
We're so excited, we motioned to adjourn twice.
okay, it has been moved and seconded that we adjourn in a record time ever. And we appreciate everybody's efforts today, being here and participation in our agenda. And all that everybody does, we thank you. And appreciate each one of you. With that, I would call it to a motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Motion carries. We are adjourned. Official time 2:39.
Hey, you almost made it.
Forrest, I thought you were going to pose it in
Sweet, how about
And we do have another meeting here for you, Laura, and we need is he the fire